So our team's looking at unique flaws in the following areas.
I'm going to talk about unique flaws in fragrance. The global market perfume and fragrance targeted to reach $1 billion US by 2022. With increasing number of consumers preferring to create their own scents, there is growing demand for customized fragrance. Asia and Middle East represent the fastest growing market with CAGR of 7.3% respectively. The growth in this market will be supported by health and economic growth, rising standard of living and increasing in sales of luxury and prestige brand. Presented the unique time sense that clock is works by realizing a different sense every hours. That enables users to experience the passage of time in different way.
Upcoming seasons show the trend of unique flaws in home and interior. Focusing on rustic and used objects, interior design sees a rise in unique elements. Japanese art has been a growing trend following the country's traditions. Using a method that transfers into to repair with gold, they believe that repairing pottery with gold or silver makes a piece more beautiful for having been broken. In 2016, the government released a document called Delivering for Diversity, discussing their cultural diversity plan for 2016 to 2019. It states building the capacity of culturally and linguistically diverse communities. With the rise of Japanese artists, their techniques are beginning to strongly influence the Western culture. After the announcement of Brexit in 2016, the document released has contradicted Britain's future interaction with foreign culture. Japanese art reflects unique flaws by its use of media and culture. Even though they may not be purely accepted into the Western world in the future, they are still wanting to be unique even though they are seen as a flaw.
I researched flaws within the food and drink industry regarding vegan, vegetarianism and food intolerance. So figures were released by Allergy UK, which is a charity set up to help millions of people who suffer from food sensitivity. Estimated that 45% of the country's population is affected by some kind of food intolerance, whether that be wheat intolerance, gluten intolerance or allergies. So with the vegan and vegetarian market, it's estimated that 2% of the population is vegetarian, and with more than 1.2 million people, teenagers make up the highest population. Many supermarkets stock only 2% of vegan, vegetarian and food intolerance brands. However, many supermarket convenience stores, like Sainsbury's Local, do not stock either of these. Customers don't have easy access to these food, and even when they do have access, it's 200% more costly wise. So there needs to be a big growth in the market for brands to produce their own label vegan, vegetarian and food intolerance products.
So I looked at the unique flaws in the gift and greeting market, and I found that currently it's really oversaturated with his and hers themes, and the few companies that do acknowledge same-sex couples seem to approach it in a comedic or sarcastic manner. And perhaps this is because brands do not yet understand the need for equality, but brands seem to be making this appear a flaw rather than something to be celebrated in ourselves. The high street relies on our senses to entice us inside, but what about those without senses? Stores such as Lush and Subway are renowned for pumping out excessive smells to entice us inside. So for the visually impaired, what is there? What will entice those inside? For example, a shopkeeper invited them inside to feel textures could be an amazing experience, but one that is not currently considered in the high street. Darnsley Noir is a restaurant in London which allows everyone to experience the world of the blind, being served by blind waiters in no lights in the pitch black. It's explained as being a sensory experience that awakes your senses and enables you to completely reevaluate your perception of taste and smell.
So I looked at unique flaws in the retail industry and how the retail industry really requires unique and creative solutions to reduce its rapid decline in footfall. According to the Ipsos' Retail Traffic Index, there was an overall footfall of 0.9% in the first quarter of 2016 compared with the same period of the year before that. As well, before the digital revolution, shopping was seen as somewhat pleasant and fun, whereas now it's much more mature and we've got things like free shipping and easy returns and like lots of limitless products by e-commerce. So 2017 is all about progressive bricks and mortar retailers and turning sales associates into product specialists and more entertainment within a retail space. So I've got an example of graduate Korean duo. She created like a feature retail space possibly for 2017 that sort of draws together like big brands with small startup businesses and how they can bounce off each other, and it'll be beneficial for both. and it's just a very like unique retail environment, which will be seen.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.